So we all know I'm a Nintendo fan, right? Well, I think we can all agree that sometimes they can also get under our skin. And I'll explain what I mean by that in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey there, I'm Carno, and I think it's no stretch to say that being a Nintendo fan can be hard sometimes. The reason? Well, they've done a much better job in the Switch era catering to fans, but there are still some areas they're falling behind. So you know what, just for fun, let's whine about it. To start, if there's any console Nintendo likes to remind us about, it's the NES. They put the games on GBA cartridges, they put them on the Virtual Console, they put them in Animal Crossing, they had an entire emulation box that sold like hotcakes, and currently they have a few dozen that come with NSO. And the same can pretty much be said for the SNES. Now, to a lesser extent, Nintendo's shown some love to most of their other consoles. Depending on the console, you may or may not have games available to emulate. And then we get to the GameCube. I've pretty much concluded at this point that Nintendo hates that the GC even exists. I mean, sure, it was one of their worst selling consoles, but it still has its fans, at least 20 plus million. So why can't I count on one hand how many times they brought a game over? Heck, why isn't it part of the NSO EP? I'd pay $50 a year for that. Heck, I consider that a pretty good deal. You know how many times I've wanted to buy a GameCube game but was turned off by the price? But okay, whatever. Nintendo just doesn't seem to like the GameCube. At the end of the day, the modern market is the most important one. So let me explain how Nintendo actively ignores their fans in the modern day. I think a good example of this is their My Nintendo program. Now, being a loyalty program, what do you think would be some good rewards to offer? Merchandise, t-shirts, maybe some posters? Well, you'd be right if you're in Japan. In America, you get some JPEGs, PDFs, and 3DS themes. And maybe if you're really lucky, you can enter to win a sweepstakes or something. Oh, but wait, if you spend $1,200, you get one $60 game for free. And that's assuming you buy all digital. For physical games, you have to spend up to $6,000. And if that deal was just too good for you, points expire after a year, so you'd better buy fast. Now, I'm not saying Nintendo owes us anything, of course this is all coming out of their pockets, but why does the West get the short end of the stick? Like, take their music. In Japan, you can get soundtrack CDs. Soundtrack CDs! You know how awesome it would be if these things went up even just on iTunes? This leads into one of my bigger points though. Nintendo, show a little more love to your fans. To be completely fair, you've gotten much better over the years. You've stopped copyrighting stuff on YouTube, for the most part. You host online tourneys every so often, and you sometimes will post a meme on Twitter. But in the end, a lot of the conversation feels one-sided. Like, you don't shout out community stuff, you half-heartedly support your esports scene, you certainly don't care for your fan games, and in general, it almost feels like you stopped having a personality. Like, remember those old Nintendo Directs with skits and stuff in them? Yeah, I think they've done a minor skit like once in the past 5 years. Now, to clarify, it's not like these things are necessities. Obviously, Nintendo's doing just fine without them. But I'll tell you one thing. I felt so much more engaged in the Monkey Ball community this past year than I ever have as a Mario fan. And at the end of the day, fan service leads to loyalty, and we all know what loyalty leads to. So in conclusion, I think it's fair to assume that while they may still charge $50 for Ultra Smash, Nintendo could do more to milk their fan base. And again, to be fair, they do know how, even if it sometimes teeters on exploiting. Like, remember when everyone was upset about 3D All-Stars? Well, 9 million people still bought it, and if that isn't milking your fans, I don't know what is. But it's like the bad kind of milking, you know? Anyway, rant over. Let me know what you think of all this, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.